Hey guys, so since it's Monday, I'm going to be showing you a cute little makeup look. The look is the one I have on right here. It's a simple summer look that's shimmery, but it also has nice yellow tones in it. It's kind of like the sunshine, so even when the sun beats on you, you look super cute. So stay tuned to see how I did it. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you guys my makeup routine. So far I've already washed my face and I've prepped my beauty blenders. So that's why I won't be doing it during my routine. But to start out, I'm just going to moisturize my face. I'm going to use a tiny bit of this oil-free facial moisturizer. This is just Target brand, but it has SPF 15 in it, which is really great, especially for this summer. And it's really thin, so it's not like too thick when you put it like under your makeup. So I just put it on a tiny bit of this to my makeup. Just blend it right in. And sorry about my like super messy room. I just got back from like almost a week away, so I have like all my clothes and I'm like unpacking, but then I wanted to film this video. So yeah, it's a disaster. So I don't use that much. That's why it kind of looks like I'm pulling my skin, because it's just blending it into all those little areas. So that's all I use of that. It's super little amount. Just put that away. So now I'm going to be taking my MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation, lots of F's. This also has SPF 15 in it, so it is really nice for the summer because you don't have to worry about like putting sunscreen on and putting your makeup on, like all that. Obviously, if you're going to be outside for a long time, then you're going to want sunscreen, but this is good for just like a little bit throughout the day. I use the shade NW15. So I'm just going to shake that a little bit. And taking my like contour, I think they call this style, beauty blender with like the flat edge, like that. So I'm just taking a little bit to start. You can always grab more, but you don't want too much, because then if you put that on, you look like overdone and it's kind of gross. I'm just going to dab a little bit into little areas. I'm just going to blend it all in. If you see me like looking this way, I have a mirror set up over here. So like if I need to look at something really precisely, I'll look over here. But I'm going to zoom you in a little bit, so it's easier to see me. It's so weird when it's zoomed in. But I'm just putting this like everywhere, like over my lips. That way I look like a little ghosty and all that. Just making sure you get everywhere, like push your hair away and get towards your ears, because you don't have like really ugly lines, because then people are like, ew, you look disgusting. And I'm also using this little edge to get into those small areas like around the nose, over here too. And then obviously on my forehead. So now that my foundation's finally all blended, and it always takes me like a long time to do my foundation because I want it to be like super precise, you know? But now that it's all blended in, I'm looking like a ghost. I'm gonna take a tiny bit of this, no, not that one. This, not, where is it? All of like black tops and I can't find it. Oh, there it is. My NYX This Is Everything lip oil, super nice. Just gonna take a little bit and just put it on my lips. As you can see, I'm not taking a ton, it just gives them a little bit of moisture, so then I'm putting on other makeup. And it sort of gives you a little bit of an illusion that like I don't have foundation on my forehead, but I do think it's just the light that's coming in behind the camera, because it looks like I do. So let's hope that goes away. But now taking my my brow pencil by Benefit in the shade 3.5, I'm going to do my brows. So starting out, I just take like this spoolie and just comb them out to like start with like a pretty good shape. I don't go too crazy when I do my brows, because I feel like if you do, then it looks like really weird. So I just follow the natural shape, and then I just draw and brush like strokes or hair-like strokes, not brush-like. I'm obviously using a brush, just like that. Taking the brush, I'm just gonna like spoolie it out to make it look, see how much more defined it looks with using just like tiny little strokes. And this brush has like the smallest point on like the market of brow pencils or something like that. So it has such a fine tip that you can really get into the area without making it look disgusting. Or like overdone or whatever. So just repeating the same thing on this brow. Just like this. Yeah, like that. So now my brows are done. Sometimes I'll go back and touch them up a tiny bit at the end of my routine. For at least this step, they're done. Take a sip of water. This summer, I'm really trying to hydrate a lot. So I'm trying to drink like 3 of these a day, if not more. They're 40 ounces, so if I can do 3, that's like almost a gallon. So that's really good for me. But now I'm going to take my eyelash curler. So I don't curl my eyelashes all the time, but like I feel like doing it today. So, and I was cleaning out my makeup area and it was at like the bottom and I was like, oh my god, I want to curl my eyelashes. So I'm gonna curl them. So I just like do like that and I just right in there. So try like, I know this is like kind of a dumb tip probably, but like I know a lot of people who like don't like curling their eyelashes because it like hurts them. But the thing is, if you push in too far, then you're pinching. Sometimes when you push in too far, your eyelash curler pinches your eyelid. So just be really precise when you go in and kind of like gently move it around until you get to just your eyelash. Because if you pinch your eyelid, then obviously it's gonna hurt. If you can get to your eyelashes, it gives them a nice little lift. And personally for me, I feel like I could curl my eyelashes like once and then they're good for like a few days. And like I normally don't, but I just felt like it today. But like I feel like with mascara you kind of like lift them, but some people have really long flat eyelashes. I feel like mine are a little bit shorter, but like they still have that nice curl-ish sort of. I don't really know. But now I'm going to move to my eyes. So today, this is always like a struggle for me picking which palette to use, but today I'm going to be showing you guys like a summery kind of look. So I'm going to be using my James Charles X Morphe palette. Love this palette. It's really pigmented and nice, and I'm going to be doing like a little bit of like a yellowy kind of like halo almost sort of look. So I'll be showing you guys that. Always like the color sheet or whatever, the shade sheet always gets flipped around, so I always have to figure out like which way it goes. The letters are so small too, so it's hard to read. So starting off, I'm going to take the shade Tune, which is like this banana-y, yellowy shade right in the middle. And I'm just using like a fluffy little brush, which is like good for like creases and stuff. So starting at my lash line, I'm just going to work my way up and work in a rainbow motion to fill in my crease. After I do like my lids, I always go back and define my crease too. So like don't get your brush too far away when you're doing this. Just working in that rainbow motion. You can almost go up to your brow bone, but don't touch it. You can go up to like there, you know? So just like that. Do that on both eyes. They're equal, like so, tiny bit more. Okay, so it's a little hard to see because it's super light, but it is there. So now I'm going to take, I feel like this brush is good. I'm going to take this little brush and I'm going to go in with the shade B. That's a really bright yellow. This is like a yellowy tone if you didn't get that already. So I'm going to just take a little bit of that and then just like dab it off. You know what I do is I take my hand and I go like that. So like your hand runs strong so it can get off some of the color so it's not like, ah. hot, screaming in your face yellow. But I'm just going to take a little bit of that, go in the middle outer corner area. I'm just going to fill that with this yellow. It's okay if it's a little bright because then we're going to define it with like a brown on the outside. Just like that. So now I'm going to do the other eye. Sorry I keep looking in my mirror. I'm like so bad at like looking far away at makeup, especially without my glasses on, so like my eyes like blur out and I'm like, what am I doing? So I have this really zoomed in mirror, so like always look at that. And again, I'm kind of focused. I'm doing it on my lid and then I'm kind of doing that rainbow motion in the crease because then it gets nice in color. Hydrate. So now I'm going to take a brush very, very similar to the one I was just using before, just a little bit bigger. Oh, and by the way, these brushes that I was using are called like Earth Echo Tools. They're Echo Tools. And then these brushes are Simply Essential brushes. So they both were like little packs of them, but I love both of these brushes. I use them 24/7. The Echo Tools were Eco Tools probably, and then the Simply Essential brushes. So now I'm going to go in with the shade Punch Me. Stop rolling away, which is this brown shade right here. So taking that, I'm just going to go on the outside and make little like circles. Taking that, I'm still going to be on the outside. Perfect. And repeating the same on the other eye just to get that kind of look. This look is not something I would wear on like an everyday basis, but I do love it for summer because it does have that like yellowy, bright sunshine kind of tones. And it like gives you a nice pop, but it's not overwhelming with too dark things and like too much, because sometimes in the summer if you wear too dark eyes or if you do too much makeup, it can look really cakey in the sun and it can just look too much for like summer, which is like natural and kind of just embracing like your natural face or whatever. So going back with my yellow brush, I'm just going to take a tiny bit of it and just cover up this middle area on both eyes. So I still have my brown, it goes brown yellow, and now I'm going to do my shimmer shade. Taking this little like diffuse brush they call it. It's the Eco Tools. So I'm taking my MAC Prep and Prime spray and I'm spraying the brush, and I'll have like lots of pigment on it. I spray it one tiny bit before the shade, then I'm going to go in with the shade. Make sure I'm saying all the right shade names. So I'm going to go in with the shade Ring Light first, just like that shade right here. I'm going to go with that, and then I'm going to dip a tiny bit into this shade, which is Face. So then one more tiny spray of the spray, Prep and Prime spray, one more spray of the spray, and then I'm just going to go to my inner corner, just diffuse that, I guess. Just push that right in so it gets like a foily kind of look and texture when you use the spray. So I'm just going to put that in both corners. And sometimes one eye gets more of that texture than the other, especially the eye that you do first. So that sort of happened to me with this eye, so I'm just going to spray this a tiny bit and add a little bit more of that color onto my brush, so then both eyes can have that same illusion. Both of them have that foily texture if the camera would focus, right? So it's like I'm going back and forth, so like I get it, you know, can't keep up, but needs to get on our level. So I really like the way this is turning out so far. So to clean it up, like I said when I was doing this first, I'm going back with this big brush. It's like for like, I don't know, it's like, it's called a large shadow, but I just think it's better for like crease sort of. So I'm going back in with Tune just to clean up the crease above, right? Because the brown sort of started to come up a little. So I'm just doing that. So now it looks more clean. So that concludes the eye look, I think. For like eyeshadow purposes, I'm gonna add a tiny bit more yellow on this eye because it didn't show up as well. Just blend in the little yellow with the shimmer shade. It looks really, really cute. If then you get like a line, you can just go back in with it, right? Just like so. But now I'm going to take my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara and I'm going to do 2 coats in each eye. But I'll do 1 coat, then switch, 1 coat, then switch. Just doing 1 of that. And I'll go back to this side, do another coat. So just like that. And now I'm going to take my Man Eater mascara and just do 1 coat in each. This really like separates the eyelashes if they started to clump together or anything. I'm not going to put on bottom mascara yet because now I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to conceal. Sometimes in my makeup routine I'll conceal before I do my eyes and then bake, but for summer I don't like to do that because sometimes the baking leaves a little residue, so then it gets sometimes like cakey, bakey, cakey, and I don't want it to be like that for summer when you're like in the sun and everyone can really see everything. So I just do it after the eye look, and if I use dark shades and they get under my eyes, I do wipe them away, but there was no shade on my eye right now, so I can just put it directly on, covering any spots that have little blemishes or dark spots, so everything looks equal. It looks like a lot, but trust me, when you blend it in, it all goes on well. So taking this beauty blender, this is like a $2 beauty blender from Nordstrom Rack, believe it or not, and the other one was from like TJ Maxx or something. But I don't like to spend the money on the real beauty blenders when fake ones work just as well. So I'm just blending this in. Still getting used to this camera and it like blinks at me all the time, so hopefully everything is fine, but like, yeah. On the sides I kind of make like a straight line so then it like blends into my eyeshadow without covering it up. And I'm just using a bouncing motion so it looks nice. Just like this, and then 1 more spot at the top. Sometimes you can use like your finger to like bounce it too, I like, which is nice. Why is my phone being a psycho? It like makes the weirdest noise. Like if I get 1 text, it'll be like hundreds of texts coming in. So creepy. So now there's like a bright spot, as you can see, which then I'll just take my foundation to just do a little like bounce, 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 bounce to make it lighten up. But it is okay to have brighter like under eyes because then it shows that you like have concealer. So just like that, and if there's any spots you want to like blend out, you can. So now taking my diffuse brush, I'm just going to do a little bit in my inner corner. Just add a little sparkle. You can go in with a little bit more of the ring light shade if you want. And just go like that. So then there's a little sparkle in there. And then taking my Lights Camera Lashes mascara, I'll do 1 coat of mascara on the bottom lashes. Just like that. And on this eye. If any gets under, you can just use your finger and just like wipe it away, but it makes it look more popping out sort of, which I like. I love that kind of look. And this does look really bright. I'm hoping it does like is a little better. I don't know, it just looks really bright on camera, but I feel like it's not that bright in person, so let's hope it's not that way. But now I'm going to do my bronzing and blushing and all of that sort of stuff. And believe it or not, I don't have like an actual like bronzer or highlighter that I use. I use them from like a palette, but I do have a blush I use. So the bronzer I'm going to be using today is from the Natural Beauty Too Faced palette. It's called Warm My Heart. I really like this bronzer. Yeah, I don't feel the need to have like an actual bronzer when there's one in a palette that I love so much. So I'm going to take a little bit of that, using again a Simply Essential brush. This is just a kabuki brush. So I'm just going to do a little bit up here and just kind of going in that 3 sort of motion. Even though sometimes it turns out more like a C, just like that, and a little bit more down here. Even if it's not that noticeable, it's nice to have. And it gives you like a nice summery glow too, which is always awesome. So just like this, just like that, and that, which is great. Now I'm going to take my blush. This is a Physicians Formula Powder Palette Multicolor Blush in the shade Blushing Rose. So as you can see, there's like a bunch of different colors in it. Just taking a little blush brush. It's not pink from blush, it's colored pink in general. People think it's like pink from blush, and I'm like, oh no, that would be bad. So just doing little circular motions to blend it in, but not going all the way up and down. You just want it on the apples of your cheeks. Or at least that's what I want. And I think looks the best. So now even though there's still little lines, that's okay, trust me. So now I'm going to take my highlighter brush. This is again an Eco Tools one. And I'm going to go in with the Dashing Through the Glow highlighter from the Too Faced Super Fun Night palette. And I'm just going to highlight above where I put the blush. Just like that. Gives a super nice glow, and especially like out in the sun you look so like sparkly, but it's not like over the top. So I'm taking this little like collapsible kabuki. I'm just going to blend in my cheeks so it doesn't look too much, you know. So I'm just going to blend around my face. Looks super nice. So you can then look at areas where it might be too much. I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to go in with my brow pencil just to comb them out one last time to make sure they're extra perfect. Oh, I should like went to the side, which we don't like. So now I'm going to take for my lips, I'm going to take my NYX lip pencil in the shade Natural and just line my lips. And by this time the lip oil has kind of like faded in, so it's not like too sticky or anything, which is awesome. But your lips aren't like dead, so then you put lipstick on, it doesn't look like you're putting them on so dry. So now I'm just going to take my Tarte Set Sail lipstick. This is an awesome lipstick. I love it. It's so colorful, but it's so like soothing. I'm putting that right on my lips. Blending it around, and then just using my finger to clean up any areas that went over, although the liner keeps it on pretty good. And then if I need to clean anything up more, just go back in with that lip pencil and just clean its areas. Oopsies, no! Got a little bit on my chin. That's okay, you can just wipe it right off. So just like that. So I really like the way this makeup look turned out. Shimmer your eyes with like a nice bright but still like reserved sort of look. So to finish it off, I'm going to use my MAC Prep and Prime spray and just do a few sprays all over my face to really set it in so it will stay all day. Just like this. So that concludes my makeup look, but I will now show you guys like the finished whole outfit and everything. So I'll have a better outfit on, crashing into the drawer, and then I'll put in some jewelry, fix my hair up so you guys can see everything. So keep watching if you want to see that. So as I said, I would show you guys the whole finished look. So obviously my makeup is the same, and I put on my glasses so I can see a bit better. I just pulled my hair in a little half back, and I had some wavy curliness going on, so that's obviously there. And then I just put in some simple pearls. I had my choker on that I was wearing while I was doing my makeup. And then I have my hearts loci. Sadly the hearts have faded. 2 bracelets that I got when I was in Aruba. And then I'm wearing my 2 mantra bands, which I always wear, and then I have my 2 like charity bracelets. They help people out when you buy them, so happy to be supporting a good cause. Oh, and then I also have my rings on, which I always wear. But that concludes my whole outfit, so be sure to like this video and subscribe.